What is up? This is Mikhail with Hustle System. Today we are in Larchmont Village, Los Angeles, and we're going to be talking about the big difference between achievement and fulfillment. And one of the big mistakes that I see people make over and over and over again that results in them ending up really not happy, okay? So, achievement versus fulfillment. What's going on right now in the world, if you really take a look? Well, you've got all of this social media. You have this social media phenomenon that's pumping your brain. It is pumping your mind full of this content that's constantly hammering you with the sense of you are not good enough. Unless you get the house, unless you have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, unless you're hopping on private jets every day, unless you are vacationing in Bali and other exotic locations. There's something about it that creates a sense of emptiness and a sense of pain and a lack of appreciation for the things that you do have. Now, again, achievement versus fulfillment. Okay, really important to understand this topic. Take any successful individual. What is success? Success is something that you achieve. And it's the things behind that achievement that yield to fulfillment, not the other way around. And that's where people make a lot of mistakes. Rather than focusing on the things that are true to them, they're instead focusing on these other things that other people have. Now, reference points, okay? Reference points for success. Reference point number one is this person has something and I want a similar thing. So it could be a lifestyle, it could be a particular set of physical things that they own, that they have. And the thing that most people make as a mistake here is that they associate the fulfillment of life to owning those things. So they get confused about the difference between the achievement and the fulfillment portion. And most highly successful, highly competent, highly effective people that I know are able to draw fulfillment from within. They're able to tap into the dream reality that they have for themselves in their mind, and they're able to absolve all of the limiting beliefs and limiting patterns that hold them back from getting to that reality. And as a result, they simply start to become that ideal version of who they are. But the important thing here is that that version of who they are is not linked to their achievements. Okay, let me say that again. The fulfillment portion is not linked to achievement. There's also a big reason why some of the top CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business leaders in the world seek out Eastern philosophies as soon as they make a good bit of money, because they go and they get all these achievements, they knock all these things out, and yet they realize that their fulfillment hasn't gone up. Their sense of fulfillment has not gone up as a result of the $100 million company, as a result of hundreds if not thousands of employees that they manage. It hasn't gone up as a result of all the successes that they've achieved. Their sense of achievement has gone up, but their sense of fulfillment has not. So the important thing to take away from this video is, number one, when you are using reference points, external reference points, such as people on social media, myself, anybody that it is that you look up to them from a sense of achievement. Okay, what are the things that you want to achieve that are similar to things that they have achieved? Then from there, start to ask yourself, what are the things that make you fulfilled? Start focusing on those things and start getting it. Because success has different avenues. There's different avenues, different levels to the success paradigm. And the sooner that you understand that success is essentially a combination of those two things, real true success is a combination of the fulfillment and the achievement. It's not just achieving more things. It's not just more money in your bank account. It's not just having all these physical assets that you wear, right? You're not your shirt. I'm not this jacket. I'm not this little Apple Watch thing or whatever else that I own. There's a sense of fulfillment that is far deeper and far longer reaching and impacts people in a much larger capacity than any achievement ever will. Again, let me say that again. There is a sense of fulfillment that impacts people in a much larger capacity than any achievement ever will. And the biggest mistake is to reference outwards for the fulfillment capacity and to make the mistake of saying, you know, if only I do what that person did, if I replicate that, then I'll be fulfilled. Then I'll be happy. Then I can wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror and know that I'm truly complete. But let me tell you right now, you are already complete. Because the reality is, there are many dimensions in this world. There are many dimensions to your success. There are many dimensions to your fulfillment. There are many dimensions to the levels of accomplishment that you can expect. And what's funny with that is, even if it's something as small as having a beautiful dinner with your friends, that is a fulfilling experience. Oh, look at this. Let's check this out. You can actually do whatever it is that you want to do with your life, because the fulfillment is yours and it's there by default. And as soon as you realize that your fulfillment is there by default, you no longer need to reference anywhere else. You don't need to reference me for your sense of happiness, your sense of fulfillment, your sense of belonging. It is simply there. You choose to be there, to be happy, and to create that ideal reality of yourself as you are, and you simply choose to be it. You no longer have to take certain actions or do it or force yourself into it. You can simply choose to become that right now, right here, today. And there's something really powerful with that. But you know, this power, this pressure of social media that is constantly pushing you forward and constantly putting pressure on you to say, look, you need more stuff. But do you really? The answer is no, you do not need more stuff. What you need is you need to truly understand that you belong here on this planet, okay? True sense of belonging. And what happens when you don't do that is you're referencing outwards for your fulfillment and you're not finding it. And it can be a very empty place, because no matter what you achieve, no matter what drugs you do, what reckless activity you engage in, you will never truly be happy, because you're always one step away. You're always just on the edge. You're always one hip scop away from having that sense of happiness. And what you need to understand is that you can be in that happiness right here, right now, today, in this moment, if you choose to simply do it, period. Because what I don't want for you, here's what I don't want for you. What I don't want is a reality where you're chasing the rabbit, and that rabbit is ever escaping. And you feel a sense of emptiness and a lack of belonging and a sense of isolation from your fellow man and from your destiny. The only way to get to your destiny is to embrace it and to understand that I can't define that for you. Your parents can't define that for you. Society can't define that for you. Social media can't define that for you. Your teachers don't even know what it is for them most of the time, much less have the ability to define that for you. Your destiny, your dream, your vision, your sense of fulfillment, your desire to make an impact in this world is yours to define. It's not anybody else's. And that's where the fulfillment comes from. And as soon as you start to reference, hello, peace, you guys are lovely. So good to see you too. You ladies are lovely. As soon as you choose to define that reality from the inside and be happy by default, that is when you'll start to make the real impact in your life. And that's really freaking powerful, because as you're chasing that rabbit, right, and social media is putting all of this pressure on you, it's saying perform, 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 get more, accumulate more. You have to understand that that's a social conditioning construct created by capitalism in order to drive you to the brink of collapse for other people's gain, potentially. And it's positioned as your gain, very intentionally. So what happens if you take that approach, then you're not really taking care of yourself, right? You're running a program on autopilot. You're an automaton, you become a robot. And we've all had that, where we're doing action after action after action, waking up in the morning wondering why we're not getting a different result, and yet we're rinsing and repeating the same patterns over and over and over again, wondering, why isn't our life changing? Why is there no difference? And yet we reference outwards and we say, well, maybe if I just did this, I'd be fulfilled. Maybe if I just did that, I'd be fulfilled. But the fact of the matter is, there's nothing you can do to be fulfilled. You simply choose to be fulfilled right here, right now, today, that ideal version of you. What are the belief systems of that ideal version of you that's living that life that you want to live? Start with the belief. Start with the belief and reverse engineer it from there. That's not something you can find externally. But here's where looking externally is amazing and is effective and is really powerful if you do it correctly. And that is absolutely for a sense of achievement. Let's say you want to build $100 million company, okay? You want to reference other people that have done that before. That is the best way. Find mentors. Let's say you want to have a certain accomplishment that is daunting and that feels a little bit scary to you. Reference the people that you need to reference, and don't get caught in the trap. Okay, don't get caught in the trap of looking at social media and basing your happiness level on that. You're never going to be happy. Take the time to put yourself first if you need to, and what you'll realize is that there's a great sense of power inside of you already, and that sometimes what you have to do is you just got to take a pause, get that sense of internal fulfillment, and treat yourself a little bit. Ice cream deliciousness.
Exactly.
Get in my face.
It's 10 whenever you're ready.
10. That's like 2 numbers and 1.
Yeah, that's like very basic what you said, but it kind of blew my mind at the same time. Like,
Right.
now that I'm starting to think about it.
Right. Does this go outwards? I think it does. I think it does. Fantastic. So now that we got some treats, look, I got a treat for me and I got a treat for you, the viewer, because if you don't treat yourself, you're gonna die really sad. Okay, that's just the truth. And dying sad is not what we're about here. We're about, creating a beautiful reality and expanding. It's pretty interesting. You have here below you, you have some rest in pieces, rest in peace identity, reality, individuality, depth, and you're gonna have to watch your step here on that one. It's pretty epic. But what's cool with that is as aspects of your personality fall away, it creates room for other things to take its place. And as you model success, what you'll realize is there's certain things that really work great for modeling. We were talking about that on the way in, right? Modeling the achievement component, modeling how to structure a company, how to sell products, how to get real physical results. There's a reason why so many people look up to Michael Jordan, right? Because he's able to achieve things physically that most people are just simply not able to achieve. So, look, in short, eat ice cream, enjoy your life, be happy, smile. Don't take things so seriously. This thing is short, guys. The planet's been here for a while. It's gonna be here for a while. The sun is gonna explode at some point. It's kind of a silly construct. We're on a rock, flying around a giant ball of fire, and there's ice cream on the rock, guys. This ice cream is your life. Now, this is vegan ice cream, for those of you that are wondering. Treat yourself well, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Take the time to enjoy, because what you don't want, you don't want to be in a constant state of having to beat stress. Look at that, how to beat stress, a scientific guide to feeling happier, right? And that just kind of says it all. That just kind of says it all. We're all under pressure to perform. The planet's becoming more and more populated by the minute, by the day, by the hour, and that makes us feel trapped. But I want you to know that you are not trapped here. You are actually very free if you allow yourself to be. And all you need to do is make that choice today. Tap in to the belief system of the ideal version of yourself and choose to simply be it right here, right now, in this moment, without any sort of qualification or demands on what's required for it. Let's cut through here. See, and as your life melts like this ice cream that's melting onto my white leather jacket, you will find yourself. You want ice cream? You want ice cream? They want ice cream. They gonna take my ice cream. Oh, don't you dare be sorry. You want what you want. Get it. I love life. See that? Celebrate, enjoy. Get a puppy. Get some ice cream. We're gonna wrap this vlog because otherwise this ice cream's gonna melt. It's gonna be really sad. Again, this one's for me. This one's for you. It's been Mikhail with Hustle System, where art meets commerce. This has been Fulfillment versus Achievement. I'll see you in the next one.